Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mo, people. We're here to discuss Ange versus Arteta and also something strange. Jesse Marsh and all the stuff and all the American coaches and all the things that you love to see, of course. But why is Arteta all over the place? Is it Zubamendi or is it Onana or are they signing a striker or they're signing Xerxes or whatever from Bologna? What is going on at Arsenal? Why are Spurs direct and they know what they wanted? 10 days in, already got two signings in, ready to play tomorrow. And Arsenal have no idea what they're doing. Everything is confusing at Arsenal. Did they take a gamble with this Arteta guy? Should they back him until the end of the season? Or should they sack him now? Of course, we know no side his opinion. We don't need to ask him, but of course we'll talk about it. Of course, we're here with Northside, as you see. Joe, of course, from Just Joe Football Show, one of the best out there in content creation and talking about football. And Will Stewart, of course, is here, repping Spurs and talking sense about Arsenal. Well, or not sense, of course, you know that, of course, but 100 people right off the bat. So hit that like button, people, for me. Give me up 100 likes if you like, of course, because that's the only way we can actually get this channel to 15K, because believe it or not, we're past 10K. But guys, how's everyone doing? Thank you so much, people.
Congratulations, congratulations, bro.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are part of this. Each and every single one. You will. You've been here from 2,000 subscribers all the time. You're here. You help so much in this. Northside weekly show with you and Joe as well. You guys have helped this channel. It's not only me, it's everybody that contributed. You guys are a big and massive part of this, along with every viewer that like a video, share it, subscribe, tell your friends, share it on a WhatsApp or do anything to that channel, send a super chat to keep me going or anything, or being a member, of course. But you guys are part of this. It's never done on someone's own. I put the work and you guys come and chat with me. You guys are amazing people and you have helped so much. And I'm grateful for life, for every one of you people. Honestly, I am.
Thank you. Appreciate it. The audience is saying that there's audio problems. I'm not hearing them here. So it's got to be a YouTube issue or a StreamYard issue. So sorry, guys. Hopefully they get it fixed.
No, there's no issue, man. It might be that other guy's mic. Your mic's fine with me. Tell them to refresh it, man. But yeah. It's fine here.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing bad with anyone's mic, to be honest.
Everybody sounds good here too. So
okay, let me check that. It looks like everyone's mic probably a YouTube issue.
It's got to be a YouTube or StreamYard issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me hold on. Crackling. I don't hear it. Okay, I'm gonna. You guys stay on the stream. You guys just talk, and I'm gonna exit and listen to you guys on YouTube.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right.
What we're talking about, boys?
Northside, how are you feeling so far in the window?
I'm vexed, but this is normal with my football club. Doing the bare minimum, waiting to the last moment to get anything done. If we do get anything done, not good enough, really. But I'm not surprised, bro. I said this before the window opened.
But I mean, what do you think of though? Like, so, as a Spurs fan, obviously, I like to rile up Arsenal fans. But this is I'm not seriously trying to rile this up. But you had a lot of your fan base in the second half of the first half of the season, who you had the ITKs out there saying that my mother's uncle said that this Tony deal is already done, right? Like it's happening, and now it's like you guys are going after Vlahovic because Tony's completely off the table. I mean. Where do you sit on the striker position, and how do you think that's gonna?
I seen us being linked to Zertsky. I think is how you.
Yeah, the guy from Bologna.
Zertsky,
actually, that it's top notch. The sound. I don't know what people are talking about. To be honest,
Joshua Zirkzee, bro. Leeds United were linked in the past. Good player, man. Good player. Was that Bayern, I think, as well? Was it more? I think he was at Bayern.
I think so. Listen, I watched him against Inter. Like we were torn apart. He actually tore us apart. Like the guy is absolutely, he's actually a unit, and he's very good on the ball. Like very good on the ball. But come on, listen, come on. Are we being serious here? Is that what Arsenal should get in this window? Are we? Listen, you know that guy, he plays for Bologna. He can be an understudy. That's what I'm not getting about Arsenal, though. You cannot just tell me you're going to go get a player from Bologna who had one season in top flight. Tell me, yep, this is the guy. We're winning the league. That's a word, people. Like Timo Werner. Is Timo Werner there until Son comes back and until maybe Madison comes back? Like that one, and that's Timo Werner. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Arsenal. Yes, Zubamendi, very, very good. But you can't tell me that you're going to go sign Xerxes or whatever, or that guy, Borja Mayoral, who failed at Roma, failed at Real Madrid, and you tell me, yes, this is the guy, we're winning the league with this guy. Well, that doesn't work. That's not how like, let me just finish. Liverpool last year, when they wanted to sign someone, they went and signed in January Cody Gakpo, which is at that time, everyone wanted Cody Gakpo. Man United wanted Cody Gakpo. You remember that, guys? Spurs were in talks for Cody Gakpo. And Chelsea were in for, like, everybody inquired about him, right? And then Liverpool got him. That's a type of player you get in January to revive your title. And you're not in, like, it's not like you're trying to survive the Premier League. You're trying to win the Premier League. So, Xerxes, whatever, he's a good player, but is that the guy that we're going to... Arsenal fans should sit here and say, yes, we're putting all our hopes on this guy to win us the league? I don't know, and I don't think so, because you need a better caliber of a player. That's my point.
Yeah.
Did I say everything and that's it?
No, I was going to say, I actually agree with you. A lot of times we disagree when it comes to Arsenal, but I completely agree with you. That's what I said on my channel about this. I just don't...
Because I don't have an agenda and you do, so that's the difference here. So it's just it's very obvious, right? It's as obvious as it is. So when I say stuff that align with your agenda, you agree with me. When I say stuff that don't, no, I'm kidding. You know, I'm kidding.
But I was going to say the same thing. When Darwin Núñez went to Liverpool, I said he's not ready. Why? Because he came from my Portuguese club, Benfica, and I said he's only had one good season. It's too early. I remember when at the World Cup, when Gonzalo Ramos as well, another Portuguese striker, was performing, and people were saying, "Oh, get Ramos." I said he's only had one good season at Benfica. It's very, very risky. And yes, you may put the Italian league above the Portuguese league, but they're still going up various levels to come to the Premier League. You know, so at the end of the day, I think it's very risky. We've seen Szoboszlai come to Liverpool, still need time to adapt. There's two things for me why I wouldn't go for players abroad unless they're world class, which this guy is not. One, you don't know if they can adapt to the league. And two, you don't know if they're good enough. We're trying to win the league, and this guy's got to adapt to the league, and then he's got to perform. I mean, his stats out there for Bologna is what? 19 appearances, 7 goals. Come on, bro. Like, that's not amazing.
That's his second season, though. He played 19. Listen, I don't watch a lot. People that think I'm an expert in Serie A, I don't. Like, I'm not. I watch Inter, I watch Juventus, Milan, maybe Napoli sometimes. But I don't watch Bologna. But I watch the guy in some games. Well, he's very, very good. But again, well, youngster. Do you know what I mean? Does Arsenal need another youngster? Like, we're making fun of Chelsea, right? We're literally making fun of Chelsea. Kindergarten club and all the stuff. Do Arsenal really need another youngster to come in the forward? And then if he doesn't hit the ground running, he will be upset. He will be like under stress. There's a lot of pressure on him. I think if Arsenal are going to go and sign a striker, they need to sign a striker that is experienced, at least 25, 26, 27 years old at least. Not a 22 years old who had only 2 seasons in top flight and had 9 goals. People made fun of Man United when they signed Højlund, right? But Man United weren't going for the league. Man United weren't going to win the league. They weren't going against Liverpool and Man City, though. So that's what I'm talking about. This guy might look great on the eye, but you're not signing R9 at the age of 22.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Look at Jackson as well at Chelsea. You look at Broja. Look at all these young strikers in the Premier League at big clubs, and they're struggling, bro. So what is the point? It's not that we don't have striking options. We have options. We need somebody that's going to bag us 20 plus goals a season, and this is not the guy. But that's just like Arsenal doing the bare minimum, bro. That's the problem. And for me, it all goes down to this manager. because he's the one that decided to go get Havertz, and he's the one that re-signed Eddie Nketiah last season instead of going out there and getting me Ivan Toney or a player like that. So I think it's all on this manager, bro. He's made the decision. He's the one that got rid of Aubameyang and never replaced him. So he's built this strike force in his own image. And if there's holes in the team, it's because of him. He's had long enough.
Can I ask you? But actually, I disagree with that. It's only on the manager. So let me tell you why. Every manager makes mistakes, right? Pep Guardiola makes a lot of mistakes, right? Jurgen Klopp make mistakes in terms of signing the wrong player or something. The problem is the mistakes he made. I know me and you discussed it, but the mistakes he made in signing. You think Gabriel Jesus signing is a mistake, or do you think he's a good player? For £40 million, I think that was a steal, wasn't it?
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, for £40 million, that was a steal, wasn't it? A Premier League winner.
As a backup, not as the main, yeah.
No, but again, you're saying as a backup, but he helped you last season in the
last
style
season.
Of play.
He was unreal when he came in.
And even, by the way,
he played unreal for a striker to get what 14 goals is unreal.
No, but not all the strikers, not all.
No.
Okay, Northside, you have to admit,
not
all the strikers. Yeah,
side.
Northside, not every system is built on a striker to score plenty of goals. That's not, a lot of clubs play. Well, Pep Guardiola got rid of. I know Pep Guardiola had Messi, got rid of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, got rid of Eto'o. Like Mikel Arteta, he's inexperienced. We agree on this. But the system you built with that false nine, it worked. The thing about it that he didn't have a plan B. His plan B was Eddie Nketiah off the bench to score goals when it doesn't work. So that's a massive mistake, right? That's something that is wrong. But I think that, don't you think he deserves, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, and I'm going to ask Joe, I'm not going to ask you actually. Don't you think like he built a system, Joe, where the false nine works? Doesn't he deserve a good striker now to be a backup, good option if that false nine doesn't work?
Who?
Let me get his opinion, and then you can debate his opinion on side.
Arteta, yeah, man. Listen, you know, Northside, all these guys, they hate Arteta. They've wanted him gone from the start. But look, it's not gone well of late, right? But it will work out because the underlying numbers are all there. They're just not finding the back of the net currently. That will land at some point, right? That will drop at some point. Saka, I think the mad thing is you should have had someone to play behind Saka for when he's not doing it, because you've almost become a little bit one-dimensional for me. Like it's Saka, Odegaard, Odegaard, Saka, you know what I mean? And if that's not working out, then what we're going to do? Maybe Xerxes, someone like that, and, you know, brings a little bit of chaos, I guess he brought Havertz, you know, to play up top as well, you know, him and Jesus potentially, and that's not really worked out, has it? And probably won't do by the time he leaves Arsenal. But the facts are, if you want a Tony, which is probably what they want,
they're not getting him, Joe.
I was just going to say, you're not getting that till the summer. So any top striker you want, you're not going to get till the summer anyway. So it is what it is. But listen, Christmas is a tough period. You come out of that other period now. Let's see what happens. But I think you'll be all right. I just think he's almost.
Hold on. Define all right, Joe. What do you mean define all right?
They're not going to win the title. But but the point I want to make is, right? No, but hear me out, though, bro. Hear me out.
I am. Sorry.
Hear me out. Like,
you're not going down.
He's almost suffered from his own success, though, because last season none of us expected Arsenal to be in for a title hunt. None of us expected them to do as well as they did. And now because he did as well as he did, the expectation from the fan base has gone up a notch. And because there's a little drop-off, it's almost like, oh, my God, that, you know, it's worst thing, he needs to be sacked, etc. I don't go along with that narrative. The fact is as well, and I've said this for weeks now, Northside, Edu and Arteta are in bed together. They're a pair, yeah? So it would have to come, not from Edu, from the top. It would have to come from above Edu. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. And if people are talking about he's dug his own grave, based on what? Based on what? Like, where are you in the league? Remind
I,
me.
I like this argument from Joe, because Joe raised a very, very good point. Your expectation, Northside, and the majority of Arsenal fans are based on what you saw last year, aren't they? No, they're not. Like, he actually raised a very, very good point. He said, well, he is a victim of his own success.
Like Eddie Howe now, bro. Like Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's the same.
Let me explain. Listen, big up to Joe, but I completely disagree with you on this.
That's fine.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
I completely disagree. This is why I disagree. This is why I disagree. Yeah, we got rid of Wenger. Why? Because we, as a fan base, as a club, said we had enough of getting top 4, so we got rid of him. Why did we build the Emirates? To compete with elite clubs that win major honors. So everything, the club, the trajectory, because we wasn't winning after.
Yeah, but that's pie in the sky now. That was over decades ago, bro.
My club built a stadium. My club built a stadium first, to compete with big Europe elite clubs. Then they got rid of Wenger because top 4 and FA Cups wasn't good enough. Yeah, I'm sorry. It doesn't. Because we regress because of Wenger, the way he left the team, that all of a sudden now it goes back down to, just being in the top 4 is good enough, because we've done all of that and spent all this money for nothing. At the end of the day, at every big club, there is expectations. And when you don't meet those expectations, once you've been backed and once you've been given money, there's no more excuses. If you build the team, at the end of the day, you die on that sword. This manager has been backed in his war against Aubameyang, against Ozil,
Can I just jump in though, bro? Can I just jump in? Can I just jump?
I'm sorry. At this fan base, it's always, every time a signing goes good, Super Mick Arteta, he's amazing. But then when it's not good enough now, and you're looking at that bench, you have to blame him as well. When he first come into this job, what was the narrative? He's inherited a toxic squad that we need to rip up contracts and sell a lot of these players. 4 years on, you look at that bench, it's exactly the same story. And now these are not players that he inherited. These are players that he re-signed or he's brought to my football club. I'm sorry, that's not progress. That ain't good enough. The standard of Arsenal Football Club is based off the heritage, not based off of where this guy picked my club up for. I'm sorry, I'm not accepting that.
No, not Northside. I know Arsenal are a huge club. That's not even in question, bro. That's not even in question. I'm not debating that fact. This is not what we're debating right now. I want to ask you a question. Should he have kept Aubameyang and Ozil?
He should have kept Aubameyang if he wasn't going to replace the goals.
But based on what? Because what's he done since then? How many goals has he got? How many goals has he got since then? How many goals has he got since he left Arsenal?
One season he got Golden Boot. He shared the Golden Boot with Harry Kane. And that was in a negative squad.
No, since he left Arsenal, how many goals has he got?
Arsenal. Alexis Sancho.
No, but this is my point, right? This is my point. Maybe Arteta already knew this guy was falling off. He's seen him week in, week out.
Okay, then replace him, Joe. No, Joe, sorry. You can't just get rid of him and then not replace him.
Your point when he was backed in the Ozil saga, he was backed in the Aubameyang. Yeah, they were the right decision, so why not back him?
Yeah, because you're not. Hold on. Do you know how I'm right? We got rid of him for his goals. Whether you keep him or not, you didn't replace those goals. You didn't get somebody that can score those amount of goals in a squad that was deemed toxic and negative. Now we're 4 years on. I said it as soon as we got rid of him that we needed somebody that can score at that rate. And now what's happening? Our season's falling and it will crumble. And like you said, we're not going to win the league because this manager hasn't got the hindsight. Just like he hasn't got the hindsight from last season, that when we got an injury to Saliba, we still got the same dead backup centre-backs. Yeah, and people told me that's why we bottled the league. Why didn't we address that?
You've got Timber. You've got Timber, bro. You've got Timber.
Reason why people told me we bottled the league because our bench is light. That bench still hasn't been addressed properly. Yeah, everything that we complained about, not just last year, but the year before that, has not been addressed. To what point does a manager not get held to account? I'm sorry, it ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. A lot of these problems at Arsenal have been lingering. He's done it ever since the Aubameyang days, and he's not replaced it. 4 years, is that good enough? I didn't see all this PR for Ollie or for Lampard. There's no difference. If you're at a big club, there's big expectations. He took the job. He's getting paid.
Yeah, but he's better than Ollie and he's better than Lampard.
Okay, but those are not the standards. Those are not the standards.
But you've just used them as a standard. You just used them as the standard. I didn't use them as the standard. You did.
But out of the young managers, who's going to last the longest? It's irrelevant. None of these young managers are doing it. They shouldn't be given their jobs. They should be going out getting their stripes in lower divisions at smaller clubs. This is why I never back this. Even if you give this manager all the players you want in January, I'm telling you right now, he ain't winning the league because he hasn't got the credentials. He's never done it. And you can see, even this season, he's implemented a new style, we're looking worse. Even the players that were sourcing last season are looking worse. Declan Rice came into my club, was playing well. Look at him now.
Can I ask you a question, bro?
Now.
Can I ask you how many goals did Jesus get last year?
He was injured for a lot.
Yeah, he got 11 and 9 assists, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. So
20 GA when he was injured for about 12 games.
Right. Okay. So the season before Aubameyang was sold, yeah, he got 13 GA, 10 goals, 3 assists. So he actually replaced Aubameyang with more GA with Jesus.
And a better
striker's job to score goals. At City, his highest was 14.
No. Listen. Aubameyang got 10 goals. Aubameyang got 10 goals at Arsenal the season before, 10. And 3 assists.
Aubameyang was scoring goals for my football club when no one was performing, and our club was toxic and negative, and we had to rip up the whole team, bro. Let's not compare in terms of goals Aubameyang to Jesus. Let's not do this.
You said he needed to replace them. He did.
He ain't replaced the goals, has he? He hasn't replaced the goals.
No, well, hear me out though. 22 goals. He then gets 10. Jesus comes in and outperforms him.
No. The first season, Jesus only had 8 at Arsenal, right? So you're comparing.
G&A.
No. What are you guys talking about? Jesus in the Premier League last season got 11 goals and 7 assists. In
last season, 11 goals.
11 goals and 7 assists in 2016. But hold on. He is right, Northside, that they need a striker as a backup to Jesus. Okay? As a backup to Jesus. But the answer isn't Aubameyang. And I think we shouldn't be talking. We're wasting our time.
I never said it's Aubameyang. Okay. I said don't get rid of a goal scorer and not replace him.
Here is the problem. Arsenal aren't in a place to sign a backup player that is good enough.
And why is that? Because
you
just spent money on Lokonga, spent money. These are all players that are not working out.
Not money, not financial.
Let's not blame it on the manager.
Not financial, not financially. You're not listening. You aren't listening.
No, because he's been
Wait. It's not about the finances. It's not about the finances. It's about the position. The problem is with Arsenal, because you aren't winning trophies, right? And because you don't have Pep Guardiola, you aren't in a place to sign a striker, the top striker, to come sit on the bench. Unless, Northside, you think that Gabriel Jesus should be on the bench. Unless you think that. The difference is you think that Arsenal should have 2 top-class players in every position. Well, not a lot of players will come to your club without winning trophies first to actually be on the bench. That's the problem. So you will need someone that is maybe second best to come in and be behind Jesus, or Jesus to be behind somebody that is better than him. And Jesus at that point will cry and say, I want to leave. That's the problem. So is Edin Nketiah good enough? No, you should have signed someone better. He should not have renewed Nketiah. I'm with you, and I said that many times. This guy, Reece Nelson, should not be playing for Arsenal. I don't know what El Neni doing at Arsenal at this point, in my opinion. Kivior, already you're looking to sell him, so he made a lot of mistakes. So I get what you're saying, right? But it's not only on the manager. There's a club behind him as well. There's a club behind him. Him, Edu, whatever, right? But I don't know if Arsenal should sack Arteta now or at the end of the season if he regrets, because I'm telling you, I don't see the signs of you turning around. And actually, I don't think, looking at it now and looking at how you're addressing the transfer market, there's actually a bigger problem at Arsenal North side. You might not make Champions League football.
No, but
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. But I said, someone asked me about Arteta, and I said, I'm not going to jump now on the bandwagon and I say, sack him now. I'm a neutral. I'm looking from outside. And I said, comes game week 25, 26, 27. If you're outside of the top 4, you already lost the league, maybe you should have someone else to save the ship. Because if you don't make Champions League, I think you go back not 1 step, you go back 4 or 5 steps. Because it looks like this guy, Ange, is going from strength to strength, right? And he is getting the trust of the board. Liverpool and Man City, we know what's going on. Chelsea, they might fix it, they might not. but there are other clubs around you. I think this is when you sack Arteta, not at the moment.
No, at the moment, because I tell you what, my club for 20 years has been reactive instead of proactive, and that's why we have not won the league.
Yeah, I hear you now. I hear you now.
A lot of times it's reactive. We're always chasing the next Patrick Vieira, chasing the next Henry, chasing the next back, chasing this, chasing that, chasing a good goalkeeper, chasing. Nah, bro, sack him now. Just like Joe said, as much as he can try to make an argument for this manager, ultimately you are the manager, and it's on your head. And ultimately, his decision-making or lack of decision-making is why we're in this situation. So at the end of the day, sack him. If he's not going to win me the league, then sack him. And the standards is not based on what he done last season, because he did nothing last season.
Can you convince us why would you sack him now? Okay, hold on.
The standard is based on a club.
Yes,
it's based on the stature of a club. And if Arsenal, Man United, or clubs of these sizes don't win the league and have not won for multiple years, this is why there's uproar. This is why you see fans getting angry, because of the size of our clubs and our heritage. It's not because Mikel Arteta's come in and had a decent season last season. It's not based on that. He shouldn't be finishing eighth and still staying at my club, finishing 5th. He's had 4 years.
Sorry, Joe. There's 400 people here. Can we get the likes up a little bit to 200 likes? Come on, people. Get us to 200 likes. Anyway, but I want to ask Northside a question. And I want him to convince. You have 3 people on the panel now. Right? I want you, to convince us why would you sack Arteta today, and what's the benefit of sacking him today, and what the new manager will do. What are the targets? Like, if you get a new manager tomorrow, what are the targets? Convince us. Will is here, a Spurs fan, right? Convince us why you should sack Arteta today, and what are the benefits of that, and what will be the targets for a new manager, simply, and then we'll discuss that.
I'd sack Arteta because he ain't winning me the Champions League. So there's no point keeping him to win the Champions League because he won't. I'll sack him because he's going to win the league. I think everybody here knows that we're not going to win the league. So what's the target? Now we've got kicked out of both cups. What are you here for? To get top 4. You don't get a trophy for being top 4. There is no trophy. There is no guarantee that we're going to move forward. If he's backed in this January transfer window, what if he gets it wrong? Again, like he got it wrong with Lokonga, like he got it wrong with Runnison, like he got it wrong with Kivio, Nuntavaj, W. Vieira, Reece Nelson a contract.
Now give the positive.
The faster you address it, the better. Do I believe that my board want to win? I don't see them going in and getting a proper manager that I think is the level to take us to the next level. But this manager ain't going to take me anywhere. He is not going to take me anywhere to where I want to get to, which is winning major honors. So sack him. Sack him. What is the point keeping him? You're just avoiding the inevitable. Just like Ten Hag at Man United. Eventually the sack is coming because he ain't good enough. There's now expectations. And based on top gooners this season, all their predictions at the start of the season, everyone that was behind him, they said minimum he has to win Champions League or Premier League. So they deemed this squad good enough. If he doesn't win any of them, which he won't, then he should be based on what they said. Because they deemed it good enough. The squad good enough when I said it ain't good enough. And now we're seeing the cracks. I saw the cracks already. What is the point continuing with something that you know is going to end up bad? Not going to do anything. I'm sorry. If it was just about competing in top 4, we should have kept Wenger then. Because he was able to do that with less money and paying off a stadium. I'm sorry, I'm accepting this. It ain't good enough.
Nobody's asking you to accept it, but what's the benefit of sacking him today, not at the end of the season? And what was
giving him more money?
But the new manager, number one, who you like? You're not a scout. Who you gonna get now that you think will win you the league? Do you think there is anyone that will come to Arsenal now and win you the league this season?
So you're telling me there's not managers out there that have won?
No. Now, this season. Like, you think that there is a manager that will come into Arsenal here? Oh, something.
I don't think they could. There's no manager that's going to win it this season if you bring in a new manager, but he'll be able to implement his system and get rid of the players that I don't like. I don't think with this squad, any of the top managers that I want will win it right now. We're going to have to write it off because he shouldn't have had the job going into this season, in my opinion. But you bring in a new manager that can transform this team into his own image. I like managers that have already won. They've got a history of winning and have won Premier Leagues and other titles. Like I said, I like Simeone. Go buy these managers out of their contracts. We buy players out of their contracts. Go buy the manager out of the contract. A manager is one of the most important things, especially in this kind of system where it's self-sustaining, just like Liverpool. You know, would Liverpool be who they are without Klopp? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So for me, go get a proven winner because this manager ain't it. Yeah, we might not win the league this season, but next season, you never know. There's Simeone out there. There's Conte. Go get Mancini. Go get these managers that have been there.
Conte.
Yeah. Okay. Well. What are your thoughts about this?
Look,
Wait,
no,
wait.
I mean,
Well, what you said.
I don't know who Joe's watching, and I'm sorry, Joe, but like you mentioned, the underlying numbers are all there; they'll come good. The underlying numbers aren't there. I'm a numbers guy. That's what I like to do, right? They're literally 8th in the league for chances created, right? They have a high XG only because they've had 6 penalties so far this season. Their MPXG, non-penalty expected goals, is like 8th or 9th in the league. As far as big chances created, they're one of the they're like mid-table. Like the underlying numbers for Arsenal this year aren't there. They're not. Right? So the way that they performed last year, right now is a statistical anomaly. It's not the norm. They're not performing in the same way that they performed last year. They've conceded more goals this season than they did at this point in the last season. And then that's even on top of the fact that they're supposed to be more controlled this year. So like, I think Northside's right. And that's what makes it hard, because I really enjoy going at Arsenal fans, but I can't go at Northside because I think he's spot on. And I'm trying to take off the bias part of it, the banter part of it. I think he's actually right. There were cracks even last season in the way that they were playing football. I just don't think Arsenal fans.
So you don't think Arteta is it at all?
No, I don't. I don't think he's anything. I mean, eighth, fifth, second, and they'll probably finish around 4th or 5th this year.
Mo, do you think we'll win the league this season with Arteta?
No.
Okay, so you don't
hold on. Hold on. To be honest with you, now I don't think so, because I don't see the signs. But in the beginning of the season, again, I had no reason, other than the Havertz signing, I had no reason to assume that what happened last year was just an anomaly. Now there are more signs to tell me that that must have been an anomaly, right? However, I'm going to say that about Arteta. He created a system that looked very good last season. It wasn't a blip when you create a system that works out, right? Yeah.
Can I just say as well? So
yeah. Well, who's more talking? So go ahead. Yes, doesn't matter.
Go on.
No, I'm done. It's fine.
No, it's finished. I just want to respond.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to respond. Yeah, of course. So in the past 4 or 5 games, hence why I've said that they're getting there. They have I hate using these sort of fucking metrics. You're the stat guy, right? But in terms of XG4 as opposed to against, they've dwarfed, right? I watched with my eyes as well. They scored so many they should have scored so many goals in these previous games and should have won them games. Had they had a number 9, which is what your man Northside saying, then these games could have been different. My point that I'm making is, with Arsenal, it would not surprise me if against Crystal Palace in a week's time they slap them up 4-0. It's just waiting to land, and when it does land, they'll be totally fine. I think to say that they're a mid-table team is just disingenuous for me, and this is why sometimes
the chances created are mid-table. That's just a fact. Yeah. I mean, look. There are times where they do get good opportunities, but that's the point. They consistently miss, right? Like Gabriel Jesus doesn't just sometimes miss big chances. He consistently misses big chances, right? So it's not, they would have to replace him in order for those metrics to click, right? But you already made the argument that Gabriel Jesus is good.
Yeah.
So I mean, but he consistently is missing big chances. Like high XG chances, 0.3, 0.4, like up there, 30-40% of the time you should be scoring those goals, and he misses them more often than he scores them. That's just simply not good enough if you want to compete in the Premier League in the top 4.
Do you feel you complete, Will? Are you competing right now?
Yes,
right. So Richarlison's numbers at the start of the season compared to more recently, what's the difference?
Hold on. What?
Because the point I'm trying to make is he would miss these sort of chances as well, and now he's on form, right, and scoring goals.
Can you guys hear me at all, or I'm bugging?
Yeah, no, we can. I'm just interested.
Stop. What do you mean? Can you, when you ask a question, can you please elaborate? What do you mean they are competing? Competing who? Like Spurs, you said, are you competing now? Competing for what? Joe, I'm sorry. When you ask,
no. My point was
competing. I'm like, what do you mean competing for?
No. So my point was that in order for Arsenal to compete, they needed to replace Jesus, right? because he consistently misses chances. So I asked Will if he feels he's competing like Arsenal because Richarlison was consistently missing chances and now's not. So
Son's our striker. He's 12, second most goals in the league.
They've switched round, haven't they now?
Yeah, because of the injury.
Can I just put something out there? If Spurs had a decent striker this year, if they had Harry Kane, they would have been competing for the league. They would have had 6 more points. There are a lot of games where Brennan Johnson missed goals and Richarlison missed goals, right?
More MDs.
Yes,
but Richarlison's horrible. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Richarlison's good.
No, I know you're not. But my point is, in terms of like, there can be a switch in form. So to say that Jesus will always not score them chances is for me disingenuous because he scored them last
season. No, but he said it himself in an interview. He said, "I'm not a goal scorer. I struggle to score goals." He said it himself. This guy's not a goal scorer. And the thing is, what I love about football, is not you, Joe. I know you're a Leeds fan, but these top gooners, they create all these arguments, but end of the season, facts are facts. So I want to see what excuse they want to come out with because there's no more excuse. Everything they told me to wait on and have patience has all happened. Why are we not looking any better? Zinchenko was deemed to be in this squad when I said he was the defensive liability because he's our creative spark. He's got 1 assist in 17 appearances. Odegaard has got three assists in 17 appearances. Second to that in the midfield is 2 from Fabio Vieira. These are players that this manager brought to my club. The fact that we're like Mo saying, "Oh, I didn't see that." At the start of the season, how it was a bit.
I wasn't gonna assume. I wasn't gonna assume
Name me one
that
thing that's been addressed from last season. But Mo, I want to ask you a question.
Yes,
you've been, I know you play devil's advocate. Name me one thing about what we were weak in last season that has been addressed this season. I'll wait.
Timber, Declan Rice, right? And so the midfield, you replaced Xhaka with Declan Rice. I think that was a mistake. But Timber is a big addition. Is a big addition. Go ahead.
Doesn't play him in that position.
Yeah, because Thomas Partey. But I actually don't think Declan Rice is. I think Declan Rice is a replacement for Thomas Partey. That's what I think, to be honest.
That's all that's been addressed. When last season, everyone.
But let me. You ask me and then you let me answer.
Go on,
Allah. Okay.
I know it's your manager. Go on.
Yeah, he's not your manager. Fuck Arteta, bro. I don't give a fuck about him, bro.
He's my manager, man. He's my manager. My manager.
People think I care about it. I really don't care, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
My manager.
I really don't care, bro. I give you my opinion.
Why do you defend him so much when you know this guy?
Because that's the difference. You don't understand my point. I actually will defend the point of view. But now, because I said I don't see the signs of him turning it around. I said that. That means I'm not defending him all the time. But I can't be sitting in the beginning of the season and say, yes, I'm convinced that Arsenal will see. I don't have, as Jacob says, big up Jacob, have a crystal ball to see that Odegaard will be shit, that Saka will not score the same goal, that Martinelli will be garbage. I didn't see that coming, bro. Like, so many people. No.
My mistake, Nick, because everything
you might be. I'm not gonna say anything. You might be though. You know yourself, right? Because last year you played very good, and you had a major injury in Saliba and Thomas Partey as well. Dropped in form, and you lost the league. But the majority of the league, you were sensational. You played an amazing brand of football. You were blowing teams away, and also you showed resilience, right? But the way he addressed it is Declan Rice. He replaced Thomas Partey, who proved to be a good signing because Thomas Partey has been injured for 20 games now. So if he didn't sign Declan Rice, it would have been Jorginho, believe that or not. The mistake he made are 2 mistakes. Spending 65 million on Kai Havertz, that's a massive mistake. You could have gotten, and a lot of people said, Tielemans, me and you spoke about this before, you could have gotten a player to replace Granit Xhaka, which I think is a massive mistake that you didn't replace him, because Arsenal need a Granit Xhaka at the moment, right? Because he was playing the Gundogan role in your team, right? Not to the same level as Gundogan, but last season he was brilliant. And you needed more people up top. You needed one more. Well, he chose Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson. It's his choice. So he made his own bed, yes. But now I see the problem, but I didn't see it in the beginning of the season because I saw that Gabriel Jesus will be fit. That's not me saying that, I backed him from the beginning of the season. I didn't back him. I said, I see no signs. And you signed Timber, who is one of the very, very good players. So nobody saw this coming. You saw it coming because you think the man. Okay, just don't raise your hand, Will. You guys saw it. You're a Spurs fan. You saw it coming, Northside. You and Lee. You saw this coming because you have an opinion about him that he isn't good enough, which is
No, because there's other areas I can see from what you've just explained that you haven't seen other things.
I might not have seen it, right? But that's why I'm building my opinion based on what I see. I don't see everything. But you built your opinion based on something that I respect. You said the manager doesn't have enough experience to go against Pep and Klopp to win the league. And you're saying that. And I saw a clip of Lee 4 years ago when he was hired. He said, this guy's not good enough. Well, Lee knows more, right? You know more. You told me last year. I met you last year, bro. And you told me this manager isn't good enough to win us the league and he won't. I am not going to sit and assume that I know everything. But I didn't see it because I built my assumptions based on last season. Fair enough. Should I do that? I'm doing this. Like, I'm doing the same for Spurs. I do the same for Man City. I do the same for Liverpool. I do the same for everything. Did I see Ten Hag flopping like this season? I didn't see it coming because I built my assumption based on Ten Hag home form last season when he came. He was second and he was third at the end of the league. I said he's going to translate to that way. For everybody that tells me, yeah, we saw it coming, Ten Hag is shit. Well, are you in training ground with him? Do you know? How do you know? Teach me, please. Northside, teach me.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you really quickly. I'll teach you really quickly. In 4 years, you never signed another right winger to Saka. Saka came into this season almost hitting 90 appearances. He was always going to get burnt out or get injured. When you look at the striker option, you've got Jesus that is not a goal scorer, and he said it in an interview. And then your backup is Nketiah that's never done it at my club. Then on the left-hand side, when Trossard's playing well, you drop him. You play Martinelli. Martinelli has to play because he's a teacher's favourite. And then you only play Trossard when he's out of form. In the midfield, Odegaard. We have nobody that is as good as Odegaard, if not better, because Odegaard is not the guy. He doesn't show up every game. Yeah, he doesn't show up every game. So what is your options? Fabi Vieira, ESR, that has been injured after injured after injured. He's always injured or he's out of form. Then you've got Xhaka. You replace him with Declan Rice, but then Partey gets injured. Yeah, and then you've got El Neni as a backup option in Jorginho that are not good enough. Two players that are not good enough. They are not good enough. So that's on the manager again. Then you look at the defense, the right back position. You got Tomiyasu that he was playing well, but he's never had a good full season for Arsenal. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And he gets injured sometimes as well. So what happens? What's the backup? If something happens to Ben White that's not playing that well this season, you got two centre backs. Away from those two centre backs, what's your options? Last season you had Holding and Kivior. You get rid of Holding, and now you only got Kivior. You can't play Declan. You can't play Ben White there because Ben White made his name at Arsenal as a right back. He's trash as a centre back. So now you've got a lack of options in the centre back position. Then you go and get Timber. Yeah, fair enough. You get Timber, but then you're going back to playing Zinchenko in that position on the left back role, where you know he's always going to get cooked, like he got cooked against Mo Salah, like he got cooked against Aston Villa, where we conceded through his side. That is a lack of preparation. You've had 4 years. Then you go and get two goalkeepers that are roughly round about the same level. Why are you getting those two goalkeepers? And before that, you spent a load of money on Runnison, Kivior, Nuntavaj, Fabi Vieira, Lokonga. He spent money on Willian. Loads of players he spent money on. And then re-signing players that have not been good enough at my football club. So if we're talking about FFP and a lack of money and Arsenal don't have money, a lot of these players that he's brought to my football club ain't good enough. You've got Reece Nelson as a backup to Saka. Is Reece Nelson better than Pepe? He's not. You may not rate Pepe, but Pepe is a better player than Reece Nelson.
Pepe is shit, bro. Don't do that. Pepe is shit.
No, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying, though.
But Reece Nelson isn't even playing. So that's the thing about it.
Yeah, but Pepe is shit, man. Why are we doing that? And why are we saying Odegaard?
You get rid of Pepe and you bring in an understudy. That is not good enough. You're bringing an understudy. Both of them are not good enough. But why are you getting rid of the better player? You keep Eddie Nketiah, but Balogun that actually had a good loan deal, you get rid of him. He's not the answer. But when has Nketiah been the answer? When has he been the answer? This is on the manager. No matter how you try and cut it up, you've been supported. Arsenal fans went from getting the owners out to now talking about, wait, hold on, he's been backed, which is why they got this expectation this season. You've been backed and you've been given the time. Where was this energy for Unai Emery? Oh, it wasn't there, was it? One bad season or getting to a European final and only points away from getting top 4 because he prioritized the Europa.
I agree with you on that, by the way.
And then he gets sacked. But when it's Arteta, give him more time, but maybe this, maybe that. They weren't saying all of this for Unai Emery. Unai Emery got an argument to say, I've only had a year.
Should I tell you what?
Can I do this?
Can I just
Can I do this
round
super
off,
chats,
bro?
please?
Sorry,
I have to. Akil is saying we need a squad fix before we can win the league. He agrees with you, Northside. He agrees. The problem is you need about £1 billion. Michael Ramsey is saying, Northside, where are Gunnar Lee clips? I don't know what is that about, but yeah.
Let me do my Googles. Let me see.
GB Miro is saying, I want Hansi Flick and Ralph Ragnick at Arsenal. People are already, everybody is now on the bandwagon of getting Arteta. Get him out then. Get him out of the club, bro. Get him out. In hindsight, if we simply accept that Arsenal overachieved last year, would you still have the expectation that Arsenal win the league this season? Question to Northside. Say that again. In hindsight, if we simply accept that Arsenal overachieved last year, would you still have the expectation that Arsenal win the league this season? Say yes or no question.
How can you overachieve by winning nothing? Makes absolutely no sense.
No, he's saying, let's say you did overachieve. Let's take last season out. Would you be going into this season expecting to win the league?
Yeah. Because the expectation is to win the league. Yeah. So
every season.
Yep.
No, but right, I hear what you're saying because you're a big club. Let me just qualify this because people got all these championship. Just relax. But not you, Northside, just the chat in general, right? But my point is that sometimes you have to realize that yes, we are a massive club. Yes, we should be in the Champions League. Yes, we should be competing. But sometimes you have to look at it and say where we're at right now. Yeah, we're not there. We're not there. Do you know what I mean? You have to be acceptant of that, surely.
I hear what you're saying.
Northside doesn't accept that
at all.
I hear what you're saying.
I tried before to know where you are and set expectations then. Well, sorry.
So Joe, I hear what you're saying because a lot of people don't think that Tottenham are a big club. But for me, even as a Tottenham fan, I expect, even if I think that, like, say we're at a place coming like last season, right? Finished 8th, Conte mess, all that stuff, right? In my rational brain, did I think that we had a chance of winning the league this season? No. But as a supporter of Tottenham Hotspur, I expect the club to go out and do everything possible to win the league this season.
Well, but that's two different things, though. That's two different things.
Not two different things, right? So
well, it is. The club doesn't. Go on.
Northside's problem is that the club isn't doing the things necessary to win the league. That's the point. Right.
Just on Spurs though, right? Yeah. The club can do everything necessary. They can do everything necessary. But did you at the start of this season think that you were going to compete or expect to compete? Does the Tottenham Hotspur fan expect to compete for the league?
In June of last season? No,
No, at the start of the season.
Well,
did you?
So June, right? But like, once the season starts, I saw the way we play football, so the expectations rose, right?
But June.
Yeah, no. Right? I had no idea who Ange Postecoglou was, other than the fact that he won the treble at Celtic. Right? I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know his coaching style. I didn't know any of these things.
Right. So there you go. Then. So that's the point.
Right. But my point is I expect every single window or every single season, my club. So I'm a Levy out, purple and gold, whatever you want to say. Right. My position on Levy, and the reason why I'm Levy out, isn't because I think he's a bad guy. Right. Like. It's not because he's ugly or something like that. It's because he doesn't do what's necessary in the times when we're there. We're at the cusp. And if he takes that little extra step, we could have gotten over the top. If he would have taken that little extra step, the season that we got to the Champions League final, we might have won it. If he had taken that little step after we finished second in the league, we could have competed again or maybe even won it the next season, right? Because when we came second to Chelsea, that next season is when Leicester won it. And let's be honest, there was nobody really pushing Leicester at all that season. Right. So if Levy takes that step, we're sitting here with a league trophy in the cabinet, not dust. Right. So Northside's problem isn't necessarily that in his rational brain, I have the good players that if anybody, you drop any other man or engineer, boom, we're winning the league. I said the club as a whole is not. They don't, though. They don't.
No, he does.
No, I didn't say that because Mo asked me if you get another manager in right now, does he win the league this season? I said no.
Yeah, but you think if Ancelotti would have come in, you think that's all sunshine and rainbows and you're winning the league every year, Northside. This is facts.
Well, I'll tell you what one thing that is facts, yeah? The only youth project to win a major honour in England is what? In 99 with Fergie. That's the only one, so it's an anomaly. Another one, is...
It's not comparable.
It
It's not
wasn't
comparable.
even a youth. They actually
It
signed
wasn't
that
even fully a
Sam.
youth project. No, it wasn't.
actually.
It was a class of
Sam-
92, but it wasn't.
Sam corrected me.
That's not
yesterday.
comparable though. They don't all come through at the same time. You're buying young players, right?
But that's what they try and feed me about this system, that we've got young players that are all going to come together and it's all going to be amazing and we're going to win major honours. They're all going to grow together. First of all, not every player is going to reach their trajectory because it doesn't happen like that in football. And second of all, I'll tell you what, when I've seen 20 years, I've seen 3 youth projects at my football club. None of them have ended in major honours. So why don't we try something different? Why don't we do that? Because this ain't working. But Arsenal fans sit there as if we are the blueprint how to win major honours. We're not. We aren't. We ain't won it in 20 years. And we've not won anything in Europe.
So that's why you have to reduce your expectations then as a fan base.
No, they got to push harder. They got to work harder. The club's got to work harder.
I don't accept
You
that.
don't have to
man,
reduce
it's wild.
expectations.
It's wild. It's wild.
I think
It's
fans
wild.
have to
Yes, it
maintain
is wild, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, Leeds United won everything. Leeds United won everything, but I don't go, well, why can't we get back there? Why can't we get, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to be realistic. Sometimes you have to look at it and say, do you know what? We're not right there as a football club right now.
Jared, in the last 10
It's
years.
unrealistic and deluded.
Hold on,
Unrealistic and
hold on.
deluded.
Should.
To think that you can win everything.
It's
In the
not
last 10
deluded.
years, hold on, in terms of money,
Someone else is saying what I'm
Mental.
saying. Someone
It's
else
mental.
is saying what I'm
in
saying.
the last 10, 15 years, Arsenal have only spent
Mental.
150 million pounds less than Real Madrid. So in terms of money being spent, the money has been being spent. Yeah. So why am I not competing?
Boys. Football's cyclical.
No, because
Everyone has
you're not spending money with the elite. We are, and we're doing it in a bad way. We've got a bad manager, and we're not buying the right players. I've just named 8 players that this guy's bought that ain't good enough, and now we're talking about FFP. So ultimately, the standard should be there because my club generate enough money, spend enough money, yeah. But just like Man United, the blind leading the blind. We've got an ownership that are clueless with a manager that's clueless. So I should have those expectations. Because if they get that sorted out, we can win the league. We've seen Liverpool have a self-sustaining system, like my club, yeah, that generate roughly around the same amount of money, and they're able to win major honours. So why is it crazy for me to want that? Your club ain't spending the type of money we're spending. Arsenal, Liverpool, clubs like that. So that's where my expectation is based on.
Very good argument.
Yeah.
Very good argument.
Yeah, so, like, I mean,
To
look,
be honest, very, very good. Like, I get where Joe's coming from, but that response from no side is like, yes, Joe, you're right. But the difference is Arsenal are spending equivalent to top clubs. So if the money is there, stadium is there, the stature is
fair.
there.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair, to be honest. I never looked at it from that point of view. I looked at it from Leeds' point of view, from Inter's banter era.
From Nottingham Forest, bro. Nottingham Forest. Everything,
Inter, bro.
man. Aston
Bro,
Villa. Everton. They all won stuff.
A
Do you know what I mean?
triple, bro. We won a triple. And
Yeah,
we
but
didn't
they
make
won
Champions
those
League
things.
7.
Hold on, they
Yes.
won those things. They won those things when they were spending the most in their particular
No,
era,
that's
time
not.
period.
No, that's no.
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
is.
say
No,
that.
but the
That's
football is
compared-
different now.
that's
Well,
not
well,
the case.
football is
Football's
different
Hold on,
completely.
football is completely different. The transfer structure is completely different.
Yes,
Sport in
yes,
general is
of course.
completely different. I get that, right? That's not my point. I'm saying is, what clubs, when those clubs were winning leagues, they were signing and had the best players. To win leagues, you have to have the best players, and Arsenal don't have a single world-class player in their entire squad. This is the point that Northside's trying to make. In order to be the best, you have to have the best athletes on your team. It's simple, basic, easy stuff. Like if you're working in a business and that business, you have a product and you think it's a good product and it's just not
It's
selling.
wild. It's
You
so
gotta
wild,
shelf
bro.
it and get a new one. It's not
This
wild.
is wild.
Name
It is
one world-class
wild,
player
bro.
at Arsenal.
No, I'm not even talking about that, by the way. I'm just talking about, you always have to have all the elite play. It's not true, man. You need it. It's not true.
No,
I
it's
think
not
you're
true.
living in a fantasy land, man.
Name a
Football
team
started.
name a
Football
team in the last 20
started.
years that won the league that didn't have the best players.
Football started more recently than 1992. Let me just put that out there. But go on. Sorry, ask the question.
Name a team in the last 20 years that won the league without the best players.
Leicester.
That's 1 out of 20. So
Right.
what is the
No,
norm?
but you asked for one, and
You
I
asked-
gave you one.
Okay, right. But you proved my point. There's only
Blackburn
one.
Rovers.
Hold on. There's only one.
Well, there's Blackburn Rovers.
Yes.
Did you know Blackburn won the
18.
title?
Yes, I know
And
Blackburn.
can I say something? Actually, Mourinho won the league with Chelsea without the best players. He made the best players. This notion that Mourinho came to the
No,
league.
hold on. Mourinho had good players, though.
Yes, that he had good players.
They have good players. Are we saying they have bad
To be
players
honest
now?
with you, well, that notion that you only need to have the best of the best. By the way, Liverpool won the league with Mohamed Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Mohamed Salah was from Roma. Like Mane
by the
was from
time they won the
Southampton.
league, Salah was one of the top
hold
goal
on,
scorers in the league.
hold on. Let me just finish the point. The point is you can make the best players. By the way, Pep Guardiola makes the best players. He makes them who they are. Like, look at
I agree. I'm not saying you
your
have to, hold
club
on.
now. Who is making Pedro Porro now looking like, oh, he's in bro? I will
Pedro
never
Porro was good
would
in
have
Portugal, so-
imagined. I would never have imagined that Pedro Porro would be sitting halfway through the season. We're talking about him in contention for team of the season. I would never have imagined that.
Wow, he
Never.
was great in Portugal. He was great in Portugal.
But when he came to the Premier League last year, he looked lost. So that
I love
means
from Boy 10.
He
Boy
looked
10
lost
in
for
the
the
chat.
first. He looked lost for the first 4 or 5 games, right? Then the second half of the season, when we were doing
so,
bad,
hold on.
Porro's
Arsenal
performances were good.
have one of the best young wingers in the league in Bukayo Saka, who starts every
He's
game
good.
for the English
Yeah.
national team. They have a Declan Rice,
England's
who
not very
is
good,
based
so.
on Joe. He's a world class player. I didn't say it. He said it, right? They
He's
have
up there,
William
isn't he? He's on
Saliba,
his way.
who
He's on
is
his
very,
way.
very good. They have Martin Odegaard, who last year looked like a world beater, and people were comparing him
But look
to.
at his past seasons, though. He was not good. This is what I'm talking about. You guys are looking at a singular.
Bro,
point
are
in
you
time.
an Arsenal fan?
No, I'm not an
Are
Arsenal
you
fan.
sure?
Listen,
No, I'm gonna tell you what he's talking. I tell you where Will is coming from. Will is coming from a point because I discussed it with Will many times. Will is coming from a point that last season is a blip. Every single player hit their blip peak, and that's
absolute
it.
peak.
That's it. Like that peak isn't happening. And
Again.
Will told me something about 2-3 weeks ago. He said it was very lucky for Arsenal, and within one season, 4 or 5 players hit their blip peak together. So it looked amazing. That doesn't happen often. But anyway, listen,
Look, I mean, the point that I'm trying to make is you have to look at things over time, not instances in time. You have to look at multiple years of these players' performances, and then you can rate a player on who is. Heung-min Son, for example, the reason why I say he's one of the best left wingers, or the best finisher in world football, isn't because he did it 1 year and won a Golden Boot. It's because over the last 6 years, there is no striker in world football with a higher conversion rate than Heung-min Son. It's multiple years, right? Harry Kane, for example, multiple years. They have to do it over time. The players at Arsenal haven't. Martinelli struggled. He had a good season last year. He's struggling this year. Saka, a good player. He is a good player, right? But he is not world class.
Is
Nowhere
Romero
close.
world class?
Yes.
And you say Saka's not, but you think Romero is?
Yes.
We can. Stop the show. Stop the show. End it.
Name a better defender with the ball at his feet.
okay.
Name one.
End the stream. End the stream.
Hold on, no,
I'm done.
wait.
I'm seeing. I'm
He doesn't
done.
he doesn't get to mock like that. Name a better defender with the ball at his feet. Name a better press-resistant defender than Cristiano
John
Romero.
Stones is better with the ball
he's
at
not.
his feet.
No, he's
yeah,
not.
he is. Romero is
Show him,
rash
prove
and bozo.
Prove it. Don't say
Oh,
it,
so you're
prove
going to
it.
get numbers out again? Is this what?
Yeah.
Is this what you?
No,
oh, well,
because
this
you
is bullshit.
hold on.
Football's
you say
not
you're
played
right.
with numbers. I'm
You
sorry. I'm
said
sick of this.
You're right. I'm wrong. Why
This
are
is
you? Why do
mental.
you know more than me? Why do you know?
Why
more
do
than
I
me?
know more than me?
Yeah.
I'm giving you my opinion.
No, okay, so then you don't know that that's true, so you can't say I'm wrong.
No, but
See
again,
the
you're coming
difference?
on statistical
No,
data.
no.
Football's
You told
not
me
played
I'm
on
wrong.
statistics.
You told me I'm wrong.
Okay, you have the wrong opinion.
You
then.
told me I'm wrong.
You have the wrong opinion.
Demonstrate I'm wrong.
Sorry?
Demonstrate that I'm wrong.
Well, he's not world class.
Demonstrate it.
Well, by watching
listen,
him. I watch him.
Can I
Okay, that's
I
interject?
not
watch him.
demonstration. That's your
I
opinion.
watch him.
Guys,
That's not
guys,
fact. That's your
stop.
opinion.
Guys, please.
Right, okay, but your opinion
Exactly.
is...
Hold on.
No, my
hold on.
opinion's fact.
Will.
No, it's not fact. How's
Yeah,
your
'cause the
opinion
numbers are
fact?
facts.
Because you've got... Oh, because...
No, the
here we
numbers
go.
are facts.
Numbers are facts. Football's played by numbers, folks. That's
Numbers,
it.
okay.
No
You're
point
being
playing anymore.
disingenuous
Guys,
now
guys,
because that's
please.
not what I
I'm
said.
disingenuous. I've had to...
Will and
I
Joe.
hear this all the time.
Will and
Chat.
Joe. Will and Joe. Please stop. Stop, please. We're gonna move to Spurs and we'll talk about this and why is Romero is world class based on Will's opinion. Jerome is saying AFC should be competing to win the league and the Champions League every year, but they are consistently out of the Champions League and nowhere close to competing or winning the Premier League. Thank you so much, Jerome, for this. Gugama saying sending a super sticker. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you everybody that's sending a super chat or a super sticker. now we can go to the Spurs argument. The reason why I stopped this, because we're not going anywhere, right? Will has an opinion that Romero on the eye looked good. Also, the stats back the eye test. This is all. The eye test is.
Is he better than Saliba?
Hold
Yes.
on.
Do you think
Can
he's
we
better
just?
than
Can we
Way
just?
Saliba?
better.
What? Can I freaking talk, people?
Sorry.
What is this? It's nuts.
Yes, the question. I answered it. That's all.
Okay.
Is he better than Van Dijk?
La ilaha
No.
illallah.
Okay.
Okay. Here is the thing. The difference
Is
is.
he better than Kanate?
Yes.
Okay, Joe, do you want the show? Well,
Well,
do you guys
I'm
want
just-
the show?
I'm just- I'm
we
just
can, we can
telling you the
absolutely
show.
do this. You know what? It's
I'm
absolutely
telling you the show,
fantastic.
man. What
We
are
can
you
do
doing?
this. We
Yeah, I mean, I think it's wild to say.
Why is it
In
wild?
my opinion, right? I know you've got your stats to back it up, right? Genuinely, to say that they have good players, right? Only good, right? And that you have world class players, it doesn't marry up to me. Okay, the
Assuming it's in
stat,
world class.
yeah, I believe he is, yeah. And I don't
Okay.
need data to prove that. I can just say that
Because
he's
it's over time,
great.
right?
Yeah, over time, 100%. Has
Right.
Romero done it over time for you through your eyes, not with the
Yeah,
stats?
through my eyes.
Based
Is Sergio
on-
Ramos world class?
Ramos is very good, yeah, world class, one of the best, yeah.
Yeah, for me, Ramos is a legend, right?
Yeah,
you don't,
yeah, of
you don't see similar aspects in Romero's game to Ramos's game.
I wouldn't say they're on the same level, no.
But why? Because time, right?
But I think it's mad to even think
So
that Romero would get anywhere close to what Ramos has done.
Okay, so you think Lionel Messi doesn't know football?
Oh, so because Lionel Messi said he's good. So you're going now from stats and you're going to
No,
Lionel Messi's opinion.
Because my opinion doesn't mean anything to you, apparently, right? Like this
No, it
numbers
do-
don't
it
mean
does.
anything to you, apparently.
Okay, go on then, go on.
Right?
So Messi's
the
right,
great,
okay.
one of the greatest players to ever play football, played against some of the best defenders in the world of
Yeah.
all time, right?
Yeah.
Is saying that this guy is the best defender in the world, right? And he's not just saying that about any other Argentinian. He's not saying that about Martinez, right?
Right.
So
he is wrong.
What do you think that
He is wrong.
Messi,
He
Thank
is wrong.
Messi seeing?
And Messi
that
doesn't know.
Romero.
See, Will, you asked a question, right? I'm telling you. Messi, he's a football player. Doesn't mean he knows football. That's what people misunderstand. And I met a lot of professional football players. Hold on. I was friends with a lot of professional football players that played for Egypt national team and played for the biggest clubs. Not every professional football, but let me just tell you that Messi knows football on the ground and knows everything. Messi doesn't watch every defender in the world, right? And Messi is back in his countryman. Well, so please
Sure. Hold on.
hold on. Well, let me finish. So please, using that argument, you can use the statistics argument. You can use the eye test argument. Please don't use that Messi said that he's the best defender in the world
Hold on,
to
but
back
hold on.
your argument.
Listen,
Like this
listen,
doesn't
because
make any sense.
You have to, if he's going to deny the numbers, right? Say
Okay.
that they don't matter, right? Because football's not played
No,
on
they
paper,
do
it's played
matter,
on the
bro.
pitch. Well,
They
no,
do,
you just
yeah.
said they didn't, right? Football's not played by numbers.
Right. So
Right?
can I qualify it though?
Well, I want to talk as well. Like,
Hold
to
on,
be honest.
One more.
let me finish my sentence.
Yeah,
before
sorry,
we
Will.
move on. Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So my point is if my opinion doesn't matter, and if he doesn't see it himself, I don't know how much he watches Tottenham or watches Christian Murray. I watch him week in and week out, right, with my eyes, right, not with my calculator. And then
Sure.
and then you have Lionel Messi, who's a great, one of the greatest football players to ever walk the face of the planet, right?
Yeah.
Also saying that, I'm not saying he is world class because Messi says so. The numbers right now say that he is performing in the top 3 in his position in the world, right? That's the majority of the aspects of a defender. Messi is saying it. But I'm wrong because someone else thinks that that's insane. When William Saliba is not even the best defender at Arsenal.
Well, he is. So
Can
He's not.
I guys say one thing? Can we move-
statistically might not
Guys,
be, but he is.
guys, listen. Can we move on from you are wrong and I'm wrong?
Can I just say though?
something? All of
Yes.
this
He mocked me, jumped up out of his chair and walked out of the room.
Yeah, because it was a.
He's kidding. He's kidding.
No, I'm only joking. Like it's
he's
you know,
only
it's content.
joking.
It's not real
Come
life,
on.
man.
No,
It's not real life.
insulting. When a guy makes a position, you banter it off, get up out of your chair and walk out of the room. That's insulting. If I did that to you, right, You mug,
Yeah, I
they
would
stand
laugh.
up and walk out.
I would laugh, bro. It's not that deep.
It was
I'm
a laugh.
sorry
It's
if
not
I've hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you don't hurt my feelings. My feelings don't get hurt because facts don't care about feelings, right? So I'm not worried about my feelings.
Okay. What you worried about then? Your facts?
Okay.
The
Can
facts
I
are the
say
facts.
something?
I don't have to worry about them at all. I don't make them up.
Yeah.
The numbers aren't everything in football, and there is a big thing that say that Xavi had, I think, less pass completion than another player or something, or less passes than someone else in 2012 when they won the treble. All right. So numbers don't everything, but numbers sometimes back what you say. And I always come with stats. I say the stats back my eye test. But at the end, these are opinions. Can we go? I really want, and this is footy judgment. You guys can do your own thing on your own channels, right? But can we move away from your right and your wrong? Because at the end, we're all here to say our opinions. There's 550.
As long as I'm not told I'm wrong, I'm fine with that.
No.
Yeah.
It's all that. I can tell you you're wrong, and you can tell me more you're wrong. It's just you disagree with my opinion and you think I'm wrong. That doesn't mean factually you're wrong or right. Well, that's my point. My point is we're all here saying our opinion. There's 550 people watching us to hear us talk about football, right? There is nobody here that is 100% right. And if someone says I'm 100% right, I guarantee you they are wrong. Nobody is 100% right, right? The facts are the numbers for Romero at the moment are better than a lot of players that we think they are better than him. That's a fact. Nobody can argue that, right? But the numbers aren't. The numbers aren't ever. Nobody can argue the facts, people. Nobody can say pass completion 93. Okay, so let me give you the numbers are, and let me explain to you why sometimes numbers don't reflect everything. One player might have 93 or 95 pass percentage completion that is better than someone else who had 90 only. That number wise, he looks better. But one player might make 100 passes a game and have a percentage of 90%, and the other player make 20 passes a game and have a 95. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying this is the example. I'm just giving an example why numbers aren't always the way to go. Right. But they back an opinion well.
Yeah, they back the opinion, but what I'm saying, this is a team bias. If Romero was doing the exact
but Joe isn't a Spurs and an Arsenal fan,
it's a
so
team
why
bias.
would he be biased?
It's a team bias, right? It's because he plays for Tottenham. If he played for Real Madrid or played for Man City and was putting in these exact same performances, people would say he's world class and nobody would say a word. Fact. Because he's playing the best.
See, that's not a fact. That's an objective opinion. That's not a fact.
It's
an opinion. You think so. It's an assumption that people, if he goes to Real Madrid or Man City and putting in these numbers, people will say he's world class. That's an assumption though, because that didn't happen. That's not a fact.
Do you think
not a fact,
isn't it? Exactly.
In the fact sense, yes.
Exactly.
Do you think Romero?
Let him finish now.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I think he has.
It's not a fact in the concrete sense, but it's a Bayesian probability, right? So a high likelihood that would be the case.
100%. I agree with you.
Okay.
100%.
Do you worry then that the likes of Real Madrid and Man City and that might take Romero?
Real Madrid's already been in for Romero this summer.
Yes, they already did.
Okay.
Actually, that's a fact.
We shall see.
That's actually a fact. But I'm just to be honest with you, I really want to move on from the Romero thing because me and Will had this debate over and over again. Spurs, though, and I'm gonna ask Joe, do you watch Spurs?
As often as I can, not as often as Will.
How do you assess Spurs, and do you think they can actually jump above Arsenal in the league? And get
I really like Spurs. I really like Spurs. I really like Ange. I think Ange, has come and brought a specific style of play that is something that I enjoy watching. I think, I see a lot of similarities just with how Bielsa entered into Leeds United and the way that he transformed the football club and took it forward. And it's that never say die attitude. There was a lot of guff. I was talking about it the other day because it's really frustrating. About how, as soon as he played this high line against Chelsea 9 men and everyone's going, all right, mate, mocking him all of a sudden. There is this tendency to do that. But I think he's a very good coach. He's clearly, worked his way up. I think he was in Japan for a period of time from coming over to Celtic and then obviously over at Spurs. I like Spurs. And listen, they brought Timo Werner. I think he's going to add something, and I'm hoping. Listen, I don't like Chelsea, that. Sorry, Chelsea fans in the chat. So I hope he is a success there. They brought the centre back in Radu Dragosan, is it? He's called from Genoa. Who was wanted by Bayern Munich and that. I don't know enough about him. I think Genoa are near the bottom end of the of City, I believe. But I think, you know, he's clearly a top player because you don't get wanted by top clubs if you're not. So for me, I like Spurs. You know, I'm on record as saying as such. I do sometimes, and I've said this to you before, it will be interesting to see if Daniel Levy does back him. And what we've seen already, and we're 12 days in, he's getting that backing. You know, they've signed off on Werner. They've signed off on the new centre back. Be interested to know from Will like what they feel they need next, and if he thinks Levy and co will continue to back him. But yeah, I like Spurs.
Northside is the one that I wanted his opinion about Spurs before I go to Will. This Timo Werner signing, this Dragovic, I don't like the Timo Werner signing. I said my opinion on this channel many times. Right? I think it's a gamble. Financially, it's a very low risk, but in terms of like putting your hopes on Timo Werner is an uncalculated risk. It's the same for Kai Havertz, but Kai Havertz spent money. Ange Postecoglou need to rediscover the form that he was at Leipzig before he went to Chelsea, which is a very, very high risk, to be honest. And if he does that, he's a freaking genius. But Ange Postecoglou, North side, would you have liked him at Arsenal instead of Arteta, though? And how do you see the football he plays?
No, I wouldn't want him at Arsenal, no. But I think he's doing very good for Tottenham.
Why is that? Why wouldn't you want him at Arsenal?
I don't believe he's a proven winner. So for me, it's another risky one, isn't it? Project Youth, in the sense of winning me a Premier League or winning me a Champions League, he's not proven himself at that level. And my club's in desperate need of winning a major honor. We haven't won one in 20 years. So I like the football. Listen, I don't think he's trash. I'm not trashing him, but I've seen managers play good football at Tottenham, not get backed, you know, the full length of their tenure. I think back to managers that played good football, Redknapp. I've seen Poch play good football for Tottenham. But the way that club is run, I think is what's going to be his demise, possibly.
Can I ask Will a question about this, Werner? Because I said that many times, and some people just don't want to understand. When I say that Timo Werner is a gamble, it's not a financial gamble. It's basically a free player coming for 6 months. You're going to pay the wages, and then if it doesn't work, he goes back. But my point is that you went and signed a forward. You got a forward to back your team during this period. You are on the cusp of making top 4 or actually making a progress over last season. If it was me, I would have wanted a better player, even a better player on loan, a player that at least are somehow in form at the moment. The risk isn't financially. The risk is that he is someone who's taken a place in a squad that is already hindered with injuries. So you might have needed another one. The belief in Ange Postecoglou to get the best out of him is the risk here. I watched Timo Werner at Chelsea. He's in good. I watched Timo Werner at Leipzig this year and last year for some time. Somehow he lost his touch. He was absolutely abysmal at Chelsea in terms of like positioning, first touch, and a lot of other stuff that when I was watching him, I didn't think he was good enough. So I thought that Spurs would have gone and back Ange with someone better. Ange wanted him. I'm going to have the same thing. I'm going to say it's a risk. Is he going to be the same as Havertz for Arsenal? I am expecting that because all the signs say this. So if it works for me, I'm going to say I was wrong. Ange is a genius, but I see no signs of it working at all. Do you see signs of it working well?
No, I don't. I don't see any signs. Like, there's no evidence for me to base that opinion on, right?
Yes.
So
thank you.
There are a lot of Spurs fans that do. In fact, we have this weird thing in our club. I don't know why, where we go out and we sign a Brian Hill, and everybody's like, he's the best, right? Look at his hair, he's great. And I mean, ours. Look, Northside knows what I'm talking about. It happens there too. Like, there's just some weird thing about you go out and you sign a very average footballer, and for whatever reason, people just want to get behind him. And they'll trash on the players that are actually good. Like, Son gets so much hate from our fan base. And he's literally the best player at our club right now. And I don't understand why people think that way. So there's a huge fight going on right now. Like, just even right now, my WhatsApp is going ping, 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 ping. So if I'm looking down, that's what's going, because people are arguing about how successful Timo Werner is going to be. look, there's no evidence he's going to be good at all, right? Like, look, the evidence says that he's not, right? So if you're going to hold a rational opinion, it's that it's not going to work out. Now, could it work out? Of course it can, right? We don't know the future. But if we were to say likelihoods or probabilities, not so much. So for me, the Timo Werner signing is a meh, right? Like I'll see. I'll pass judgment. I'll hold off on trashing the guy until I see what he does in a Postecoglou system. Then I'll trash him. And then with the Dragonson signing, I think he's a good player. He's a physical guy. He's a big guy.
As a backup, he's a very good signing.
Yeah, but I would have rather have had Tadibo.
Yeah, but the difference in price is like double. That's completely different.
Folks, I don't care about. I'm not an accountant for Tottenham Hotspur. That's not my problem. I want the club to go out and buy the players that will actually help us the most, and Tadibo would help us the most, right? So that's for me. That's where for me this window right now. Everybody else is like, wow, Ange is getting back. I'm like, is he? Is he really though?
Oh, really? You don't think he's getting back?
Because he wanted Tadibo. Tadibo was our first choice, but because it was going to take too long to get the deal done, we signed Dragonson. When if you'd have walked over to, I'm sorry, regardless of, the owner just got 25% of Manchester United and blah, blah, blah. No, if Spurs walk in there, throw the cash on the table, he's coming to Tottenham. He's getting on the plane the next day. Facts, right? That's just the way football works. Show me the money, right? Jerry Maguire. Give him the money, he's coming. It's that easy. It really is that easy. You see it at Real Madrid. You see it at other big clubs that just show the money and the players come, right? It happened to Gareth Bale, right? How did Real Madrid get Gareth Bale from us?
Money.
They showed Tottenham the money.
But you're comparing Spurs to Real Madrid, so that's completely different.
If Spurs want to be Real Madrid, if the aspiration of the club is to be Real Madrid, then they have to act like Real Madrid. That's the point.
But here, well, just be rational here in terms of like, not every player. If you go now and even put the money down, okay, let me just exactly. Thank you. Okay. So you get my point. But Tadibo might be. Yes. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Because Tadibo's making $20K a week in Spain or in France, right?
Oh yeah.
He's making $20K a week in France. That club needs money. There is no club in France, bar PSG, that has as much money as Tottenham Hotspur. That is a fact, right? And all they would have to do is just drop that money on the table and say, hey, Tadibo, we'll give you 100K, 100 pounds, 100,000 pounds a week. He'd have been like, let's go, pack it up. Where's my white kit? Right? It's not rocket science.
It's not. Let me do the super chats and then we get the last part of the show. Romero, thank you so much for the good super chat. Romero has better ground duels, success percentages. Aerial is better ball recovery, more interceptions, better take-ons, lesser errors leading to goal, but Saliba only has less red cards. It's just an Arsenal PR. Well, that's the stats for you, Joe. It's just
Do you agree? Do you agree that
I think Saliba is a better defender.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And listen, opinions like ours.
By the way, why I said that, like I actually explained my thing. Why? Very simple. Couple of words. I think Saliba is one of the best proactive defenders. That's it. He is, and I would rather have a proactive. I think actually Saliba and Romero would work wonders with each other.
The two in a partnership would be really
work wonders with each other because Saliba reads the game very well. Romero, fantastic recovery, will win all the duels, will win the aerial duels, will do all your tackles and all the stuff, will mark a forward out of a game. But Saliba reads the game. So they're completely different types of defense. You compare Romero to Gabriel, someone who's reactive, tough, physical, harsh, wins the ball. They are completely different. But I like a Saliba. Like I'm always like the guy that's why I like Saliba more than Konate, for example. I think Saliba is a very proactive defender. I always like them. Always. In my teams, because a proactive defender saves you a shot. A reactive defenders will put in the tackle or the block. Completely different type of players. That's my opinion.
And I could have a underlying bias as well, because Sergio Ramos for me was my favorite defender of this era.
Very reactive defender, but fantastic. Yeah. Drogbinho is saying the Tottenham guy is making a lot of sense. You're the first to say that when Modric played for. I'm joking. Okay, well, I'm kidding. The Tottenham guy is making a lot of sense. When Modric played for Spurs, was he considered world class? No. Oh, that's very, very. But moved to Real Madrid and now he's world class. Yeah,
because he became world class. Though. Was he? Are we saying that
He
he
was
was?
phenomenal.
role for
He was
Tottenham.
okay. So here's the
No,
difference.
we might do, bro. We might do.
He
We
was
might do.
phenomenal at Spurs. To be honest with you,
But
Joe.
we say Son's world class at Spurs.
He is.
That's because he's
Son is
done
definitely a world class at
That's
Spurs.
because he's
I'm
done
definitely
it over
100%.
5 or 6 years.
How
Our
can you
own
be
fan
that good? Son is.
No, I agree.
Son
I
is
agree,
scoring this amount of goals every season.
No, look, hold on.
He had one
Our
bad
own
season.
fan
Son.
base. Our own fan base don't even put him in starting 11 in the Premier League era.
Can we just say one thing? To be honest, it all depends on a definition of our class. Is Son the same as Thierry Henry? No.
No.
Is Son the same as Salah? I don't think so. But he's a level below them. But he's above a lot of players in the league, to be honest. A lot of players that we watched. So it depends. I call Salah and Kevin De Bruyne elite. The level below them is world class, which is Son. That's an opinion, to be honest. Another super sticker here. Thank you so much for the support. So the final part about this is what happens. Okay, so no. I just want to ask this in a different way. Do we believe that Spurs actually can win trophies, actually, with Ange Postecoglou? Or is it too early to judge? Can Northside take that? He hasn't said a word in a while.
No.
Why not? So why not? Can you explain why not so we can debate it at least?
Exactly what Will said. He didn't get his main target. This is the history of Tottenham. They don't back their managers properly. And yes, you might like this new centre back, but the point is that club has a history. The ownership has a history of doing the bare minimum. Bare minimum. You know, they don't do what needs to be done. They don't. And that is why they always fall short. They don't back
You don't think
managers.
they
at
can
the
win
right
an
time.
FA Cup or something, bro?
That's not a major honor.
Oh, we're talking about major honors, bro.
It's not a major honor.
I don't.
So what
And-
we're
and this is-
considering as major honours?
It's the league or the Champions League.
Yeah, that's a major honor.
In my opinion, that's it. Because everybody, listen, in Italy, in England, everybody won the cup. Everybody wins the cup, right? Not everybody wins the league, right? A lot of teams win the cup, right? That's my point. I don't, in Italy, for example, when any team wins the cup, I'm like, yeah, anybody can win the cup. Because
So you're not got a treble more. You're not got a treble then.
no, we got a treble because that's
Yeah,
how
you
we
won the
go
Coppa Italia. It was the
Yeah,
cup,
but the
wasn't it?
limit next to the league. But you don't
Yeah,
understand
but-
my point. I'm gonna ask you one thing, Joe. Okay? Do
If
teams?
Spurs won an FA Cup, that's a massive success.
It's
and I
massive
think
for
we'll
them.
We'd
But
have to
I-
agree with that.
No.
You don't think winning the? Are you mad?
No.
Why is that not? Why is that not a big success for Spurs?
Because I want to be the best club in England. I don't want to be.
Well, you're never
a top
going to be that,
club.
bro.
Why?
Because you won't.
Why?
Because you don't have the heritage for that. You
Why?
aren't going to be that because you won't. Because who are you going to
Why?
usurp? Who are you going to usurp?
But did
Who you
Leicester
could-
have the heritage?
Arsenal.
You would get above them.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Never though.
We finished
Never.
above them 7 out of the last 10 years, man. What are you
No,
talking
but
about?
you're talking about winning the league here, bro. It's not going to
Yeah.
happen. I'm sorry.
Why? We've won it before.
Okay.
Why do you say that, Joe? You just say no and that's it. Why?
Well, I think
You literally said
not
something.
not
that
not,
we
not
cannot
in my
hold.
not in my lifetime. Spurs won't win the league,
Why?
and I assume we're similar ages.
But why?
Well, I've told you, I
You-
don't
you
think
aren't,
we will.
but
It's an
fine.
opinion.
But why
I-
don't
I-
you?
I
I'm
can't
asking
give you-
why you don't think.
Can I
you
ask
will.
you something,
No,
Joe?
because
Can
I
give
think
you an
this is
example?
genuine. No, can I just say though,
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
for you to sniff at an FA Cup and be expectant to be the best club in England and win the league, I think it's win the FA Cup. If that's what you feel and you feel you can get there, fair enough, Will. That's your thing. Fair play, bro. But are you saying that to win an FA Cup, that's not you don't want that?
I want to win the cup. Like nobody wants to not win any competition that they're in, right?
Well, I said would it be a success?
When in your lifetime, my club was sniffing at the top of the league. My club was in a Champions League final.
So was mine.
In your lifetime, right?
And so was mine.
So you can't say that in our lifetime we can't do it when we were there. We were at the show.
Yeah,
We
so
didn't
were
get
I.
over the line because of my ownership didn't
Same.
do what it took. Right? But it doesn't mean so it's possible. We were there. We were at the last
No,
dance.
but you did. Yeah, but
All we had to do was
you
grab the
didn't.
girl's hand, and we didn't.
Yeah,
Why
neither
didn't we
did
grab
we.
it? Because we were scared.
I'm
New
just-
ownership changes mentalities.
Okay, fair.
Just same way new managers change mentalities of players that didn't perform before, right? Change is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. And we have the oldest serving chairman in the Premier League. Fact. Been there for 20 years. And before he came, we were winning FA Cups and League Cups every so often, every few years. We have won one trophy in the last 20. What's the common denominator here?
I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying keep leaving.
Will. Your fans don't push for that. Like, as soon as you got Ange, no, your fans as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, you're right, 100%.
Every
They're horrible.
Tottenham fan. But your fans as a whole, you got a new manager, and the majority was singing, "Oh, we got our Tottenham back." What Tottenham? What? Because you got a manager that plays good football. You had that before. It didn't win you nothing. Your fan base, just like my fan base, are very content with the bare minimum and the story of how things will come together. But in reality, you can have the top manager, but if he's not backed, he needs players. Even Pep's come out and said, multiple managers always say, even winning managers say, yo, I had a fantastic player here. I had another fantastic player there. They need that backing. Your ownership don't do that. You got to a Champions League final, didn't back the manager. You then you change to, oh, we're not going to have nice football. We're going to get a winning mentality manager. Then you don't back him. In multiple different scenarios, your ownership don't back the manager. Whether it's a good football player, manager, or it's a proven winner. And that is why I believe you won't. And your fan base will just be, oh, like I heard when you lot had, when you moved from Pot, it was, oh, but we got good football back. Yeah, but so what? I've seen Southampton have good football. I've seen Brighton have good football. I've seen multiple clubs have good football. That's not enough to get over the line. It's not just about having good football. And it's the same fantasy that Arsenal fans have because of the Wenger days. Oh, good football, good football. At the end of the day, yeah, good football is winning football. No one else cares. You know what I'm saying? It's about winning. It's about results. It's a results-based business. Because if it wasn't, when managers aren't doing what they're supposed to do, they're fired. Why are they fired? Because of their results. So at the end of the day, bro, I don't think your club's going to do it. And I also don't think my club's going to do it. Because both fan bases don't demand it. And both ownerships cater to the fan base that think, oh, well, be realistic. It's only realistic because the standards are dropped on the floor and the fan base allow it. Because I tell you now, in any business of anything that you serve people, if you're charging them £15, if they don't buy it, you're going to have to drop the price, right? And you're going to have to meet the demands of the customer. But football fans are customers. But the demands at certain clubs is, oh, well, be realistic. You can't win. Oh, it took this guy 4 years. Oh, but City's in the league. And then what happens? They go, all right, well, our fans, our customers are saying we can do the bare minimum. So they do bare minimum every season.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000%, man. Like you're saying the exact same thing that I'm saying, and that's why I said earlier, like it's hard for me to come on shows with guys like you from Arsenal.
Negative Spurs and Arsenal fans on the show.
I'm not.
No, you're not. You're actually one of the most positive Spurs fans.
Yeah, but for me, it's just what he's saying is true. It's
but
just
I
true.
like
Look,
what you said.
Don't get. Maybe it's a mentality. I don't know. Maybe it's just a different mentality, way of thinking about things. For me, I don't look at steps along the way as success, right? People saw us. Why? Yeah, they don't. The finish line is success for me, right? If I'm running a mile race and I'm the fastest runner in the first 3/4 miles, does it matter if I come in 5th? It doesn't.
But
right?
Can I ask you something?
Matter.
Well, can I put it in a different way? Everybody, they qualify for the Olympics, but there is one that in the qualifications have the fastest one. But if one goes and they know they are the 8th fastest guy and they come 4th, do you think that's an achievement?
No.
It is so, isn't it?
It's an improvement. It's not an achievement. There's a difference. Right? People can conflate the two words together. There's a difference between an improvement.
Okay, can I ask you? Okay, let me just rephrase it. If they come 3rd and they stand on the podium with the bronze medal, do you think that's an achievement for them?
No. Not if they have the mentality.
So they were coming as the 8th favorite and they finished 3rd. You didn't think that's an achievement?
No.
All right. So we're different then. I don't know what happened to my
your light. One of your lights went out.
Even your light don't agree.
Even my light don't agree.
Will, to get Champions League football again is success, no?
No.
Okay.
What did Champions League football ever get us? Besides more money and
money, and I'm gonna tell you why. It got
didn't get us players.
Nah, but it got you something else. It got you people supporting Spurs. I don't know what is wrong with my light, but this thing is fried. Anyway, who cares? I can.
It looks good though. You look kind of.
I can actually turn on another light. Maybe this light is better. Look good. A lot of shadows here. Yeah. Anyway, listen, people. Can we we're like 15 likes only from 300. Let me do these couple of super chats, and I'm not sure if the guys want to go. Smash the likes, people, and make sure to subscribe to all the channels of the guys, of course, in the description. Big up, lads. Asian Cup opening ceremony right now. Oh yeah, that was big one for Sonny, of course. So a lot of Spurs fans want him coming back as quickly as possible. Anyone want to add anything in here before the show ends?
I'm done. I need to lie down now.
Yes,
I need to lie down.
Listen, people, myself and Northside are having a show in about 2 hours from now, so you make sure to subscribe to his channel. It's gonna be a brilliant show. I don't know what we're talking about. We'll definitely talk about Arteta, and we're gonna fight and stuff like that. But people, make sure to absolutely go and check Northside's channel, of course, because it's a fantastic channel with a lot of great work he does there. And also Tottenham away in the description. Will Stewart 365 if you care about your perfume and stuff, and you are, and I will shout your channel. Don't worry, you're all right.
Oh, no, I wanted to ask some, I've got Ben Jacobs on tonight at 7 o'clock, just talking about the transfers and that. So if you are free, then
Yo, big up Joe, man. He's working
Oh,
at it, man.
yeah, Joe. Big
Man,
up
like
Ben
Joe, you know.
Jacob. Yes. Yes.
I'll ask for some Tottenham links for Will.
We already signed lots of players. That's for the Arsenal guys. They ain't signed nobody yet.
Listen, people, this has been absolutely fantastic show. Hit the like button before you go. Thank you for everybody that super chatted the channel. Thank you for everybody that got involved in the conversation. You guys support the channel, and thanks for everybody on this panel who absolutely got me where I am right now with their help. Of course, Will, Joe, Northside. Appreciate you guys as friends before content creators as well. And guys, turn on the notification bell. Might do the celebration of 10K tonight at 9. I'm thinking about it, to be honest. But thank you so much, people. Great stream, and we're out of here.